What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Progressive Action TV show. I am your host, Jamel Thompson. And yo, check this out. Facebook got me shadow banned like never before. I ended up posting something I wasn't supposed to post, and I got flagged. They flagged me for 90 days. I'm only on day 30 right now. And one of my restrictions is that my posts are going to fall to the bottom of people feeds, so people are not going to be seeing the show like that. So in order for them to see the show, you must share out this show. This show is going to be super important. We're going to be talking about COPE, Committee on Political Education, and why you should stop paying into it, blindly paying into it, and letting the union do whatever they want to do with your money. Also, oh yeah, so being that I am shadow banned, I've been doing more posting on YouTube. You see the YouTube on the screen. Make sure that you follow our YouTube. And also, people ask me, Tramel, how do I donate to the show? Well, you could donate to the show via Cash App. The Cash App is $Progressive Action 100. So if you want to donate via Cash App, you could do the Cash App like that. Also, check this out. My boy, he got the dope shirts. They feel great. Milan and Paris company. I was go shout him out, but he said, yo, man, I don't want transit workers in my business. So don't give me no shout out. But if he decide to change his mind, these shirts is pretty dope. He's giving them out to, select people. I'm fortunate to get one. I wear it on the show. It's dope. For sure. But today's show we're going to talk about COPE, Committee on Political Education. What is it and why you should opt out of COPE? So let's get to the business of this and let me explain to you guys. And I'm going to read this from the union website on, what is COPE. And I'm going to explain to you guys, and in their own words, why you should not donate to this voluntary fund. So, political action is an integral part of trade unionism. Not only does it reinforce our rights on the job, but it provides our membership with a powerful and effective means to influence policy at all levels of government. Organized strategic political outreach and community mobilization are of particular value of TWU Local 100, as the majority of our membership is comprised of public sector workers. Supported by voluntary member contributions, there are three major components of political action, and I need you guys to pay attention to these three components and ask yourself, have you seen them doing this, right? So the first one is outreach and education. Ongoing efforts to inform members about the pressing issues of the day at city, state, and federal levels through direct mail-ins, meetings, or website and Local 100 Express. Absolutely not. They do not do outreach and education. The only time they do outreach and education is when it benefits them for photo ops. That is the only time they do outreach and education. So that's a big no. They do not do outreach and education at all. Mobilization, coordination of member-driven lobbying campaigns and direct election work through phone banking, door-to-door canvassing, and other get-out-the-vote efforts. For our annual lobby day in Albany to create opportunities for retirees to unleash their experience, Local 100 is dedicated to playing a progressive role in the politics of our time. Absolutely not. They do not know how to mobilize. They do not mobilize the membership on any issues. When was the last time the union emailed you and told you to meet them at a press conference, told you to meet them um, at a congressman or assembly or city council person office? When was the last time they asked you to do that? They do not do that. In fact, they only mobilize themselves, and they do that for propaganda purposes. They call the union communication team either Alan Saley or Pete Donahue. They call one of those guys to take pictures, and next thing you know, those pictures end up on campaign flyers and say, hey, we were the team that was fighting for you. So they absolutely do not mobilize transit workers. Now, legislation is the third component. From inducting legislation all the way through final passage of laws to serve the working population, Local 100 is actively involved through every stage of the process. Successful campaigns have included the assault bill, which protected operating personnel and station agents on the job, and the successful fight for pension reimbursement. Absolutely not. And just to be clear, when they talk about the pension reimbursement, that was not their administration that did that. The pension reimbursement happened up under Roger Toussaint, and they love to piggyback off of other administrations and act like they have done it. This Stand United administration did more damage to this union, to the union members, than any other administration in the history of Local 100. And I could point to many of things. Many of things. Now, a lot of people know when you first become a transit worker and you get on a job, you're handed all types of paperwork. You're signing off on many documents. A lot of us do not read the documents. We don't ask too many questions. We just listen to the people who's handing us these documents, and we're doing the right thing. We're just happy to have a job, and we just keeping it pushing, keeping it pushing. One of the things that they get us to sign off on is something called C.O.P.E, Committee on Political Education, right? And that C.O.P.E money goes to the PAC department, Political Action Committee. It goes to them, and they basically do whatever they want to do with our union money, right? Now, one of the reasons why I named this show "We Should Get Out of C.O.P.E Immediately" um, is because they allow these politicians to lie to us. They allow these politicians to say and do whatever they want to do with us. And the union stands idle and in support of these politicians lying to us. And one of the biggest lies that they told just recently was that transit workers were going to get hazard pay. I think that transit workers should pull out of their COPE contribution until hazard pay is figured out. You know, that's just the latest. We should pull out a hazard pay regardless, right? Because this union do not do. I just named the major three components. I just read it to you guys from the union website. They do absolutely none of those three things. None of those three things. Now, I found it strange that when I called the union out before on uh the COPE and Senator Schumer saying that we're going to get the funding for hazard pay in the next big transportation bill, the union did something very strange. They deleted or hid that video that was on their website of Chuck Schumer saying that. But guess what? I recorded it that same day because I knew something funny was going to happen. So, as you can see right here, look at the bottom. It says TWU Local 100. That is the union YouTube page. Go to their YouTube page. Chuck Schumer did this in January 2021. It is not on their page anymore. But like I said, I have the video, and I want you guys to listen to what Chuck Schumer said, and then I'm going to give you guys the next steps on how to opt out of COPE, what it looks like on your check to see if you even contributing to COPE, where to send the email to. So look, let's listen to what Chuck Schumer said.
It in there, and we're going to fight for it. Another thing we're going to fight for is the Heroes Fund. You folks were online. You lost so many people, and I mourn for all the working people who were lost. I know some of them, and at least people should have gotten hazard pay. Now, hazard pay, the Republicans blocked it. We put it in the Heroes bill, the Democratic bill. The Republicans wouldn't do it. It's not in this new Biden plan, but we're going to continue for fighting for it in the next big transportation bill. And we'll need your alliance all the way. We get the money for transit first and foremost so they don't shut down anything. But priority number 2 is hazard pay. You folks who put yourself on the line, exposed yourself, deserve that.
Now, Chuck Schumer said a lot of things there. He said that first, the Republicans blocked it because what they was politically trying to do was put all this pressure on Trump and make Trump to be the evil villain that he don't want to give these essential workers hazard pay, right? Trump lost the election, Biden comes in. Now you hear Chuck Schumer say that this is not in Biden's first plan or first transportation bill. It's going to be in the second transportation bill, right? So the first transportation bill, Chuck Schumer says that we got to secure the money for transit before we take care of the hazard pay. Fine, no problem. Let's get the money for transit so nobody won't lose their jobs and things of that nature. The second transportation bill come up under Biden, and guess what? Still no hazard pay. So this has nothing to do with Trump. It has everything to do with Biden, and we still did not get any hazard pay. And he said hazard pay is the second priority after securing the money for transit. That was in 2021. It is now 2022, going on 2023. And guess what? No politicians is talking about hazard pay anymore. A lot of companies, private companies, gave their workers hazard pay. A lot of city agencies throughout the country gave their workers hazard pay. But guess what? The biggest transportation system in the world, New York City Transit MTA, we lost the most workers than any one city agency in the United States of America, and they did not give us one penny of hazard pay after being gaslighted by politicians through our union. This union administration allowed politicians to gaslight us to continue to get us to come to work because they was making us think that we was going to be rewarded for putting our lives at risk and putting our family lives at risk, right? They lied to us. And this union administration supports plenty of politicians who do not do transit workers any justice. Right now, currently, people are getting hurt in New York City Transit, riders and workers, getting assaulted, stabbed, killed, and everything. The union give our C.O.P.E money to politicians who believe in bail reform the way that it is written right now. The way it's written right now is insane. This bail, I believe that there should be bail reform, but not this bail reform that they have now. It is totally insane. Totally insane. But the union give our money to city council members who believe in this bail reform. The union give our money to state assembly members who believe in this type of bail reform. So we're basically giving the union money for them to give the politicians who are putting us and our family and our friends' lives at risk who use this system. That makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense. So one thing that people always ask me, Tremel, how do I know that I'm paying into this fund? I'm going to show you guys right here. If you go to the MTA BSC or if you get a paper check, you need to look up under your check under after tax deductions. You have to look under after tax deductions. It is, I believe, on the right-hand side towards the bottom. You look under after tax deductions, you will see if you're up under if you're getting traveler's insurance taking out your check, your union dues, if you have a NICE's loan, if you have, a disability deduction, if you have any type of loan, all of that is up under after tax deductions. And to know if you paying into C.O.P.E, it will look exactly like this. Transport Worker Union Local. The worker is abbreviated, but everything else is the same. That's what it looks like on your check. You will see that abbreviation. Now, this one is $2, right? You could have volunteered to pay anything, $2, $5, $10, no matter what the case is. You're giving the union money for them to use the money basically against you and put your lives at risk, for you to be gaslighted by politicians and all that other stuff. That's what it looked like under your after-tax deductions. So if you see that and you want to opt out of C.O.P.E, the next thing you do is that you have to send an email to the Secretary Treasurer. The Secretary Treasurer now is Richie Davis. Richie Davis, you must send an email to Richie Davis, and I created the template for you to follow to make sure that everything goes through correctly. So you send the email to rdavis at twulocal100.org. The subject should be withdrawal from COPE. And you could copy this same exact narrative. Dear Secretary Treasurer Richie Davis, this is put your name and your pass. Put your name and pass number. Then write effective immediately. I would like to withdraw my COPE contribution. Thank you. That's all you need to do. It's non-negotiable. They can't talk to you about it. They can't say think it over. Once you send them that email, they must do it. There's nothing to talk about after that. There's absolutely nothing to talk about after that. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Now, I mean, I find it kind of crazy for us to give our money away to the union so they could give the money to people who truly don't support us. When the last time you seen a politician support a transit issue? When the last time you seen it? Like, you don't have to listen to me. Just ask yourself, when the last time you seen a politician support a transit worker issue? We get assaulted. You don't see no politicians. Hazard pay. You don't hear no politicians. For better contracts, you don't hear no politicians standing with us. When have you ever seen a politician stand with us? But you see the union administration standing with politicians all the time. All the time. And it's non-beneficial to us. It's not beneficial to us in any form or fashion. And the union consistently do this. I want to show you guys. Let me see something. Let me see if I can find something real quick. I want to show you guys some photos of the union selling us out to these politicians. I want to show you guys. Let me pull it up. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull this up. All right, let me get that. Let me get that. Um, Let me get this one. Cause this is insane. This is totally insane. How and you want to know what? We are the fools. We are the fools because we are the ones giving our money for them to look good and take pictures with politicians. But these politicians are doing absolutely nothing for us transit workers. I mean, look at them right here. Look at them right here. They have Kathy Hochul in the Union Hall clapping. We support Hochul. We support Hochul. Why y'all supporting Hochul? And Hochul has done nothing for transit workers. Absolutely nothing for us transit workers. Again, we have them again supporting Hochul. For what? What has she done for transit workers? She didn't do anything for transit workers. Nothing at all. But our COPE money allows them to do this, right? They don't use their relationships with politicians to better the lives of transit workers. They don't do any of that. So it's very pertinent that we stop supporting COPE until they change they tune and we see something tangible. We tired of being told, oh, we're going to do this. Oh, the COPE money help us get buses to take to Albany. How us going to Albany has ever helped transit work? We haven't gotten anything from politicians. They sign these bills, these assault bills that do absolutely nothing to protect transit workers. Nothing at all. If they want to support transit workers in assaults, any assault on a transit worker should be a mandatory minimum of jail time. Nothing less than that. We do not come to work to be punching bags. We do not come to work to be stabbed, shot, spit on, any of that. But the union allow that because they use our COPE money to get next to people that they couldn't get next to in a regular life. They couldn't get to these people being in their titles. So they use their union titles to get next to people who wouldn't even look their way if they was in my shoes. I mean, the politicians look my way. They wish they was me, to be honest with you. But they have exceeded their life expectations. These guys is really corny. They lames. And you could see that. That's you could tell by the way they dress, the way they talk. They are really lames. They are in over their heads when it comes to this union stuff. That's why we are losing as union workers. That's why we are falling behind in wages. When it comes to cost of living and inflation, our raises do not compare to it. We do not get no respect from the riding public. And it's all because we have some union representatives who are in over their head and don't know what they're doing. It's the bottom line. But look, it's very important that you guys make the right decision and get out of COPE. We have let them lie to us too long. It stops today. I'll catch you guys later. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me. Hit me on Facebook. Send me an email at progressiveaction100.com. Oh, one more thing. If you do find a politician that you do like, you do not have to support them through COPE. You could donate to their campaign directly, right? The union support about 100 politicians, and I don't see 100 politicians on the front line with us when we need them. So if you find one or two politicians that you like, donate to their platform directly. That's how you handle that. Don't fall for the tricks. Oh, we need this money for this. It's all lies. It's all gaslighting. It's all smoke screen and mirrors. Do not listen to them. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.